Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to an episode of Pattay'S Performance. Today is going to be our longest upload. I had no idea it was going to be this long. I'll be very honest with you. It's just under 2 hours. So therefore, I'm splitting it up into a two-part series. I try to keep my videos lengthy from Sunday to Sunday. Sundays is when you're going to get my longest uploads. During the week, I know it's crazy, busy, hectic. I try not to overwhelm you guys with a long upload. The premise behind this is why I made such a courageous effort. As you guys watch this video, remember, I'm going through my project pile. I'm supposed to get rid of it, not add to it. Now, as you guys know, it's also very hard for me to come by free stuff. So when it does happen, I have to kind of run and jump and kind of get it out of the way, right? I've been keeping Mrs. Pattay'S Performance off my back, keeping her happy, getting rid of the project pile. So I've been making some decisions, what gets fixed and what's getting sold as is, or what might be broken down for parts, okay? I have a couple machines that have been sitting there for a while, year, 2, 3, they gotta go, all right? I'm not arguing, 110%, she's right, it is what it is, right? You wanna fix them all, but you can't fix them all. This video is gonna cover a few things, okay? Troy-Bilt, CRAFTSMAN rototiller that I got free with a Briggs engine on it, okay? We're gonna talk about how I went through every god-darn effort to try and get this thing going in the spirit of my project pile, okay? In the end, I could have saved myself some sanity for about $13, $14, okay? I didn't want to edit that out because maybe not everybody wants to, just order a new carburetor right off the bat. They're going to try and save it. They're going to try and clean it, okay? You guys are going to also see how well the ultrasonic cleaner really performs, okay? This carburetor is pretty bad, and it came out really good. But you guys have to watch and find out. And also, we're going to talk about inline fuel shutoff valves. This is the first thing for me installing them on types of these engines. You guys have to check that out as well. I'll put it to you this way. You should be doing it yourself. If you own one, you don't own one, right? Talking about a little bit of effort for a decent amount of return on your investment. And selling, okay? I'm gonna talk about trend selling. That you guys are gonna have to wait for part 2. All right, guys, enjoy. Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode of Pattay'S Performance. Do you guys remember me? You know this has nothing to do with the intro of the video, but this has, oops. Hello. Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode of Pattay'S Performance. If you guys are wondering, what the heck is this thing doing? It has nothing to do with the title of the video. So we are just going to go on a small little rant, very small, I promise, of selling out of the house. We spoke about this on our latest live, and flip them and sell them Sunday, whatever. Suspicions were correct. Guy's coming very far. Was passing through. Just wanted to window shop. Called me today, Saturday, and you guys see this upload, who knows? He said, there's a small window frame, 1230 to 1245, will you be around? Absolutely. Grabbed it, threw gas in it, started up. Great. Guess what? Still here. So, beforehand, I took Mrs. Pattay'S Performance advice. 2 different selling points. She likes to establish a price before she even bothers. So I did her bold move because I had a feeling this guy was just passing through. It's not like he was taking a dedicated trip. He was literally passing through and then continuing to go someplace else. So I said, listen, before I drag this thing, Corona, excuse me. Before I drag this thing out of storage, put gas in it, you know, what numbers you want to talk about. He says, oh, well, you know, you had it advertised at 500, I'll pay the full 500. I says, no, it's getting colder out. You know, the prices have changed. There's nothing else on the marketplace, you know, like it. This is through Craigslist, but I just said marketplace like it. So after some going back and forth with him, we came up with a good number that I'm happy with. Mrs. Pattay's home, she's happy with. I still wasn't kind of 100% committed at the price we agreed. Mrs. Pattay's home says, listen, sell it, and then I'll let you buy another one. Say less. So we sold it. The deal is, he's going to have one of his workers come, I think on Monday or Tuesday, and pick it up and pay for it. So that's that. And this I actually kept in the garage. Frees up some space in the garage. The next snowblower I will get will probably be a little bit smaller and something that won't take up space in the garage. So, let me take you, let me show you our latest find. And it's not out of the project pile because I literally just found it for free. Thank you, Sam and Liam Musitano from S&L Brothers for this hookup. Arians out. CRAFTSMAN Rototiller in. This was free out of Facebook Marketplace or whatever. Sam and Liam Musitano put me in contact with the seller from a community page that I'm not a part of. No desire to. They're bad. They're brutal. Believe it or not, surprisingly, I'm not on that community page. I thought tooth and nail. I don't want to get caught up with it. I talked about it before. I don't agree with it. But during the coronavirus, people stayed home from work. Unfortunately, understandably. And then from there, people cleaning with noise and whatnot, because now they're all home. Landscapers and guys like that making noise all day long. In order to quell some of the noise, some of the pollution, and some of the spread of the coronavirus, keyword spread, they banned gas-powered leaf blowers. So I went on an absolute tirade, absolute animal. Morons. I think a gas-powered leaf blower is going to spread the coronavirus and so on. There's a multitude of reasons why I think they're all idiots. I just can't believe we all breathe the same air, literally. It's the things that they were saying is bad. And you guys know I'm a huge fan of battery-powered machines and equipment. Just not there yet. And now they want us to register a gas-powered leaf blower. I haven't followed in a while because I'm not part of the page. I don't know the end result. We're going to start using a gas-powered leaf blower if fall is coming. And if someone wants to knock on my front door or try and give me a summons in front of my house, you know, they got something coming to. That'll be very interesting for YouTube if it ever comes to that. I will definitely have the camera rolling. Whatever. Anyway. Alright. So I have never had this style of rototiller before. I am not a stranger to rototillers. My father, when he retired, he got into rototillers and trolley belts, restoring them, fixing them. He sold a few here and there. He's kind of like what we are to Aryan snowblowers, is what he is to trolley belt rototillers. That was kind of short-lived. Stopped everything. So I don't know what's going on. But I'm used to the engine in the front, motor in the back. From what I do know about rototillers, this is the middle. The beginning would be those like weedbacker style ones, which is like now, instead of the cheap ones. Or way back when, a few like mantises, which we haven't had on the channel. They're a pain in the ass. No. And I think this would be considered middle grade. Right? you have this beautiful 6 horsepower Briggs & Stratton engine. This should be a keyed crank. So even if this motor was no good, we could do a Harbor Freight Hemi Predator swap on here without a doubt. I mean, this lawnmower, this snowblower, wow. This engine, this Briggs engine, we could take off and repower anything. We could build a pressure washer with this. We could repower snowblower with this. Very versatile. Very, very cool. So I'm doing just a little bit of investigating myself. I really didn't look at it. I didn't even think to pull if it has compression. Let's do that. Oh, baby. Oh, that's the sound of compression. So the way I see it, just like this, the air filter base was off. Air filter's missing. But I'm thinking that this air filter base is very, very common, and you know those dollar air filters that I use on all the snow blowers, so on all the lawn mowers and pressure washers? This is probably it right here. So dollar air filter, no big deal. The most important part is, probably the most expensive part of the housing is here. It has a choke, it has a zip tie on the choke. The throttle, I don't know why. The cool part, the interesting part is, there is a hole here for a throttle cable. Now, why don't they have one hooked up is beyond me. I don't have any interest in adding a throttle cable. I'll keep it the way it is, keep the investment low. Maybe if I was keeping it, I would do a throttle cable. But then again, my Billy Goat aerator doesn't have a throttle cable. I do the same thing. So maybe I'll leave it. Choke moves. Let's just make sure the throttle works. Oh. The throttling. I feel. But anyway, the model number for this is 917 292 490. Serial number 121 800 T00 3420. And for this Briggs engine, it's an Intech overhead valve. Hello, how are you? Got some mail. I don't even know what I ordered. Oh, I forgot what I ordered. Oh, it's a spring. Okay. Let's see. Sometimes we're stamped by the exhaust. We got 001, let's see, 11040 This is for 2006. So I'm assuming, because this is belt driven, this is to engage the times. And this right here, it says, oh, please release the Nope. So this is for the tines, and I guess you rock this in. All right, we'll figure it out once we get it running. Right. So what I don't like, I don't know. This wheel seems a little shaky. Whatever. This gas actually smells kind of good. This is crap. Spark plug looks good. Oh, check the oil. Oil is clean and fresh. It's a little overflowing. This smells actually very good. Alright. Let's hit this thing with go-go juice, and we'll get down and dirty and get this party started. So, instead of trying to test all these crazy things, right? You got to check for fuel, air, spark, compression, timing, the whole nine. We're going to bypass all that. So we're going to go straight to the get-go. I'm here with some go-go juice. This is actually carb cleaner, starting fluid I have to get. Carb cleaner will work. Just want to pull this a few times. It's worked really well through. Who knows how long this has been sitting. It actually looks pretty clean. Got the leaves out. Okay, so let's go over this. Facts. It's basically what you need to get any small engine to start. Fuel, air, compression, timing, spark. Those 5 things equal combustion, which is the engine running. So let's, instead of wasting our time and trying to do all that, let's see what we got. Oh, whoops, right off. Choke open, fine off. We're on the rabbit. I missed it because they sprayed it all on me. I don't think sequence will fit. Because you want to know why? Something like this sits for a very, very long time. Once a year, these machines are used. Maybe this time of year is when you want to try and use it, but I have a feeling we're gonna be owning this for until next year. So anyway, this thing ran and died. So basically, that's telling you that as soon as the go-go juice or whatever you put in there burns off, it stops running. So now we know it is a fuel-related issue. This fuel line is garbage. Okay, it's cracked, it's chipping. We are definitely 110% going to have to replace it. No doubt about it. You guys could definitely see, you know, the cracks from here. It's still functional, still works, just needs to be replaced. Unfortunately, there is no inline fuel shutoff valve, but I wonder if we take this here, which is like a sticker, can we really add one in? Maybe just a 90? I think I have one. I'll see if we could kind of stick one in there and see if that'll work. That'll try and do, you know, off camera. Let's get that carburetor off and we'll get this party started. Alright, I know I'm a little bit ahead of myself, but I was just curiosity kills the cat. Oops, wrong way. 8mm my 516. Because I have to replace the fuel line on this. That this will work. This 90 out here, straight towards the back. Question is, how do we keep this secure? You know what I mean? I don't want to put it in here and then I can't go out. So I'm just trying to figure out a way how this could be done. And I think we have it. Alright, so it's that simple that we just literally press this in. Perfect. This fuel tank has to come off in some sort of capacity, I think, anyway. Or maybe not. Maybe we can just kind of snake it, but that's a weird bend in the fuel line. Actually, you know what, the 90, right? The 90 will eliminate the need for... So adding this fuel filter will do two things. This is kind of like a funky bend. It can be replicated, right? But when we add this 90-degree fuel filter right inside here, there's no more funky bend. hose clamp, fuel line, hose clamp, 90, straight down to the carburetor. So that'll be good to go. So we're making things a little bit simpler and foolproof later down the line. This is pretty cool that literally this just presses in. So I think what I'm going to do with a pencil grinder at some point is maybe try and label, you know, off and then fuel on when it's this way. We'll figure something out. So let's leave those two off, and let's, you know what, let's pull off this fuel filter housing, because remember I got that Soybear pressure washer from the same guy for free, and we did a quick and dirty carb clean on it, and we were able to get this thing running. So let's see if we can have the same stroke of luck so the screw comes out. This thing is virtually untouched. So we're gonna get this bowl nut off and we'll see what we got. There's gonna be a ton of gas leaking out of this. This fuel line's so fragile. I know if I put a clamp on here, it's gonna crack. So we're just gonna kind of let it flow. We're gonna see if this thing can kind of run under its own power and its own fuel. I know the first thing you guys say is, oh, just, you know, you always want to throw away the customer's gas first. Sometimes I don't do that. This gas actually smells pretty darn good compared to his pressure washer, which didn't really smell anything at all. Wow, look at this. This thing is clogged through and through. I might be wrong. This might be an ultrasonic cleaner. Yeah, this thing is. Oh, you ready? These carburetors are very expensive. I wouldn't say they're very expensive, but they're like $50. I don't think they make an aftermarket one. The last time I checked. Come on. Come on. This carburetor might have to come off. Oh boy. Alright, so the moment of truth. This is really stuck. Oh boy. Look at this. I think is the float attached? No. Oh God. That's gross. This whole thing is gonna have to come apart. Hopefully the gasket can be saved. Yeah. This is ultrasonic cleaner. For sure. At least we get to put our new hose on. Well, this thing cooks for at least anywhere from a half hour to an hour. Just point that up to the sky and leave that there. Oh man, even the float is stuck, and the problem is with this one is the needle and seat. The seat is a rubber tip and the needle is all metal. So probably that rubber tip is shot. What I'm surprised is that this float really isn't, you know, didn't overflow gas into the crankcase. So off camera, my apologies, as I just sprayed this down with carb cleaner and I was able to pull the float pin out. Bent it at the end, but it'll be just fine. Let's unzip this thing with these 3/8 bolts. And go from there. let's pull this out. There's a spacer in here. Let's not forget that. And then we will undo the small spring. This carburetor can only go one way. Undo the small spring. I'm blocking you guys. So we're going to undo the small spring first. Just pop that in the hole. Or not. Alright, we're just going to undo both at the same time then. Just going to slide them out. Like so. Here's our nasty carburetor. This can only go one way. So let's just double check that. Yep. So smooth side goes in. This female goes into the carburetor. Let's just put these bolts back in here so we don't lose them. Unfortunately, the gasket did come out with the carburetor, but that is not the end of the world. So here's our carburetor, and it's really not looking pretty at all. And that needle is frozen in there. This plastic has nothing to do with anything, so we could just remove it. This is important. One thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try and run this through the parts cleaner as is, and hopefully the parts cleaner will free up that needle and seat. I'm just spraying these down the holes here to see if we have flow. That needle and seat's going to be that needle and seat's going to be a big problem for us. Because look, we have flow through all of these holes. Look at that. But if we can't get this out, it's going to be a problem. Yeah, see? Look, we can't get nothing. You know what? Let's just do a little down here. And yeah, this thing isn't even... It's only budging because we took the pin out. Getting this needle out, it's going to be very troublesome. So let me fire up the parts washer and we'll throw this in there. So before I put this in the parts washer, let's try and clean out the most we can. Look at this. This is like gel. It's like okay, have fun. Look at that. I've absolutely never seen this before. This in the parts washer is absolutely no good. I've never seen goo like this before. I think that this is potentially or possibly a form of some sort of fuel stabilizer. I have seen fuel stabilizers, when they sit too long or over applied, turn whatever's inside into concrete. I mean, this is pretty bad. I mean, I've never really tried to save a carburetor this bad, but I guess we'll test the ultrasonic cleaner and we'll go from there. Alright, so while that is in there, I have this carburetor off a snowblower that I'm going to use as a mock-up. Now, it's already been there for almost a half hour. I just restarted. I was able to successfully pull out the needle. So like I said, this is for mock-up purposes only. And we're just going to turn this. We're just going to put this in here. Now, believe it or not, this carburetor would most likely work. Oh, it won't. It's laid out differently. Well, I mean it can. We would just have to route the fuel line a little bit differently. But we are just going to keep this here for... Let's rotate it. And we'll use this for mock-up. Yeah. so we'll put this to the side. This we will mock up here. Okay. Well, let's just put this here. We could use this for mock up. And then in the meantime, I'm going to pull this tank off, get this nasty gas out, and then we could start running our fuel lines for sure. So we already pulled these two here, and there should be an insert. Where should this come in? And this is not. So what happens when we go like this? All the fuel comes out. Perfect. Alright, let me get that out. Alright, so we are going to cheat. Let's see if the camera can pick this up. Yep, love that zoom. We're going to pull this fuel line off, right? And we're gonna get this out. So we're just gonna get a pair of 90s. This would be a lot easier, not gonna lie, if I just wanted to pull the tank. But for some reason, I have no interest in doing that. So we're gonna struggle, I think, for a little bit until we can get this out. Alright, so you want to hear something funny? This just pulled right out. Now, I keep these little fuel clamps in stock. Quarter hose, and they just kind of fit. They just kind of fit right in. But we're going to try and reuse these on the new fuel line hose. Right? Penny saved is a penny earned, and if they work, why not? Now we know that these were a pain in the you-know-what to get on, so I think what we're going to do is we're going to use the screw-style plugs from the fuel tank to the shut-off valve, and then the shut-off valve will get the spring style, which we hope. So I'm just doing a rough cut, rough measurement. So it seems like right here, this is 1/4-inch fuel line that I keep in stock. Where I put my cutters, just had them. I hate when that happens. There they are. See these? They cut nice and flush. You can use, you know, your wire cutters, but remember the wire cutters will cut at an angle, not the end of the world. So as you guys know, I buy this fuel line in bulk off of eBay. You're gonna go through a lot of this, so I think we're gonna be okay. And now I'm just seeing how I want to. We're gonna go this way, and we're gonna go this way, so we can get our screwdriver in there. So let's just stick this in there, and then we will get the fuel line in there too as well. Look at that. Come on. And we're in. See that? Perfecto. Now we're just going to use our screwdriver, and we are going to tighten these up. The new clamp will not affect, the clamp for these will not run into these. So we'll get this screwed in, and we'll be good to go. Alright, change of plans. Tomorrow is never promised. Check out this carburetor. Absolutely amazing. What I'm doing now is I'm just taking Q-tips and I'm running it down where the needle goes. Like I said, this was in there for about a half hour. There was 8 minutes left, and I was able to pull the needle out okay? And it was absolutely beautiful. Look at this car ball. Right, so when I pulled it out the needle, I pulled out the needle real quick, and I'm just running the tips through this one last time. Make sure we're good to go. Here is our pen. Remember, I bent it pulling it out by mistake, but that's fine because it will go. Oops, it isn't fine. Straighten it out, and let's get it in there. Look at that. So let's test it. No gas passes through. Down, float open. Nothing's passing through. It's not passing through, so it's a good thing we checked. Oh man, that's disheartening. I might have to put this back in there until that unclogs itself. Alright, so you guys are gonna check this out. Blow. Can you guys hear that? You have a breakthrough. You wanna know why? Check out this mamma jamma. See this blowgun? Typhoon? I specifically got this for carburetors, and you see this long tip? I was able to punch through the needle seat and I blew it all out. Can you guys see the grime that came out right there? This is all the grime that came out of that. So now we're good to go. So let's reassemble and we'll do the blow test again with the needle and seat, you know, finally installed. Oh, you know what we need to do? Because I put air pressure in there, we'll just use our Q-tip and we will just press it back in. Now the correct tool for this is I have one for Tecumseh. It's a needle and seat tool, but I really don't use it that often. I'll be honest with you, I haven't had much luck rebuilding carburetors. And do you really want to rebuild a $15 replacement carburetor? I mean, that's just my mentality. There are some people, and I get it, love OEM carburetors. I have a buddy who does this, local to me, and he is convinced with OEM carburetors. Alright, so we have movement. Look at this. Good. Down. Uh-oh. Down. Uh-oh, it's still leaking. To adjust the flow. Alright, so here we go. Here is our specialty tool. It's one piece. Tecumseh number 670377. This hook right here pulls out the needle, the seat, and this tip right here pushes it in. I sprayed some lube in there, hoping that, you know, when I did the brake clean and stuff like that, it didn't dry out the needle. So let's put this back together again. And we'll give it a test. There's always a pin. We'll get our pin back in. Alright, so we got it all together. Now what I'm doing is I put a little bit of anti-seize on the bolt, because remember, this is steel and that's aluminum, and you guys can see this little powder, that's rust. So we're trying to, you know, avoid that from happening. Let's get our spacer in here. Remember, this open part goes right into the carburetor. So let's hook this back in. Oh, that's weird. I have this wrong. little one goes into the little tiny hole, and then this big one goes into the big hole. It's funny, the snowblower carburetor was the same way. So that fuel line that we have to make is gonna go over. Now it's funny, I bought a bunch of Briggs carburetors over the years, and it comes with new fuel line, but I always put new fuel line in it. So it's not like I should castrate one of those fuel lines and make it shorter, and then we actually get the perfect bend over the linkage. But let's see if we could do it, you know, without, you know, pre-formed line from Briggs, and see if just regular fuel line will fix the issue. So here we go, more anti-seize. Remember, start this by hand, because you don't want to make a difficult job harder, like so. And we'll send it down. Now we are definitely going to change the oil on this without a doubt. I'm not sure if I'm going to use regular oil or royal purple. So here we go. Here is our line, and it has to go right here. Let's cut it a little big. Let's cut it to this nub right here, and then we could always trim it later. Let's get our cutters. Schwam. And this one, we are going to try and reuse these clamps from the factory. If we don't, I do have enough so we don't get stuck and we have to wait. Where did I put my little 90s? Jesus Christ. I literally was just using them. I'm laughing. You guys should be laughing too. So let's see if we can get this on here. Sometimes these are too small, but let's see. Oh, this is perfect. All right. So we can move this out of the way. And then let's see if we can get that in there. I'm blocking you guys, but you guys will get the point. Little set of 90s, and we are going to snake this in. So instead of fighting this like a dummy, all I did was I popped it back out, had to turn it back horizontally, and now we'll get this to slide right in the way it should. Just like that. And then look. Right in. You gotta give it a push. Yep, perfect. Now we have to get this, and then remember it has that freaky bend. Let's get our other clamp on here. I always like when I try and do fuel lines, my main goal is always to get completely down on the nipple. You don't have to, because there have been some machines where the fuel line is a pain in the you-know-what to replace, and I just don't do it. I kind of snip the tip, and I get whatever I can. But look, we got that right there. Now we can get our bolts back in. Remember, the brass ones or the ones for the outside covering. Why not? Because I have it out. A little bit of anti-seize. And we are going to be golden. It's funny, I think I did that other fuel line just a little too big, but we're gonna ride with it. See how it's not pushing in? We'll get it in. Alright, time to get this thing running. So, a little bit of seafoam, you guys know that. This carburetor did get a thorough cleaning. Seafoam never hurts. Okay, and let's get our gas in there. Now I do have the fuel line off. This is our gas cap that's cracked, wrapped in a glove. To make sure when we put it up, we're good to go. Now, the fuel line is on. Fine. Now we need to get that air filter base on. And I'm hoping that this dollar air filter will fit. Remember, the other one I just kind of eyeballed. It's right there. I eyeballed that fuel line, and it's still not perfectly straight. I trimmed it 2 times already. It's not perfectly flush, but it's pretty good. Not enough to bother me. The other one was blatantly obvious. Okay, so you want to hear, so here's a little fun fact for you. Right? We said that we could put this on a snow blower, the whole 9, yada yada yada, in case you guys didn't know that already. By now. What does this have that a snowblower doesn't have? Keyword. Well, here's your hint. It's in my hand right now. I'm installing it. An air filter. In the winter, there is no dust. So there is no air filter. There's nothing to stop, dust from kicking up. But what do we got? Oh, perfection. Dollar. They say that you're not supposed to run an air filter in the winter because it freezes up over time. And I understand and I get it. But out of all the Predator swaps I've done, the people I've done them for, and they have a lot more runtime on them than me, they never had an issue with the freezing up. So, nothing's leaking. You guys ready to give it a rip? It's kind of scary. Because I've never had one of these before. I don't think I could try and test it out. Let's try and clear safe space. But how does this go in reverse? No, let's go away. Let's go right here. Make sure you guys are ready. And let's see what we got. Yep. Okay, choke on. Throttle up. Fuel on. Throttle. Alright, so listen, we got a little situation here. Remember the bait and switch? I threw the hook out with the bait, and we're almost home. I picked this rototiller up today, $50. Took the gas cap off one of my project snowblowers. Again, ultrasonic carb clean, air filter's brand new. I just changed the oil, power washed it real quick, and $300. The guy's coming from Setauket. That's a ways out east. So I don't know if I should negotiate or not. I mean, we'll see. I felt kind of grateful. And that still leaves one more person that needed a rototiller. So somehow, some way, I got to source the third one. This rototiller was posted, and I got it after, I think, a day. I have to check the posting, but literally, oh, that's right, they posted on Sunday. Sunday's my work day. I couldn't get there in time, so they said, let's do tomorrow. So I picked up, today's Monday, right after work. Ran out there, grabbed it, fixed it, and now we're flipping it. 24 hours, can you believe this? At the end of September. End of September. I guess people are still tilling. Who knows? So I found my problem, and I suspected it. And let me show you something. Whenever you see a gas cap with this at the end, that means the tank vents. So watch closely. Fuel cap is going to be covered. Okay, watch the fuel line. Fuel on. And it's not a great leak. Now it's covered. I'm just gonna have fuel bounce all over the place. Before I wasn't getting any suction. Now let's run it. And fuel's gonna be coming at you. Okay, so here is the reverse part. Holding this down propels it forward. When you lock in the belt, it spins the tines backwards. That's your reverse. So let's slowly open this up. Come on. Oh, you dirty bastard. Obviously we have a fuel problem. Either the carb's not clean enough, which I thought we were able to save it, or maybe you think that fuel line, because you see how that hump is higher than the fitting of the tank. You see what I'm saying? Maybe we'll shorten up the fuel line so it's on more of an angle and it drops below this fitting of the tank. Let's do that. So the goal is get, bend, lower, than the tank. You see what I'm saying? Because this is gravity fed. You just put a fuel pump on this. The crankcase vent is literally right there. Let's see. By lowering this, see how the nipple, just a straight constant down. So now we will see if this works. Did I just jinx myself? Oh, wait a minute. No, fuel off. There. Alright. On. Let's let the fuel flow. I'm letting a lot come out. Alright. Let's keep it up. Can't be any more of an angle down. This carburetor can't be any cleaner either. It really can't. It really can't be. Let's drop this. Yeah, look at that. This fuel is like trickling down. It should be a lot more than that. See that? There is no fuel flow. I have a feeling it's this needle and seat that really is the problem. But that needle really can't be any cleaner. I have all that gook out. Let me take this carburetor apart one more time and give that. I thought I had good flow. God damn it. Alright. So I took the carburetor apart one more time. And I found it was a fuel flow issue like we said before. So I cleaned out the needle and seat one more time. Let's see what we got. After this, I'm probably going to pull it, put it back in the ultrasonic cleaner and just try and give it one more thorough clean. Choke on, fuel on, all the way. And let's pull. We got a fan. Decent, not a fan. Suitable on that. Should be Alright, So definitely one more time the ultrasonic cleaner. After that, I am going to toss in the hat with this carburetor. You guys seen what kind of shape that carburetor was in. Oh, look at that. Look. See that? There's fuel coming out. That's not good. So that means this thing was probably overfilling itself. This carburetor. It's just going to be a pain in my nose. So I'm going to try one more time in the ultrasonic cleaner before I roll this out, just for poops and giggles. I'm going to throw on the snowblower carburetor and see how this one goes. And after that, you know, we'll pull it around. It's way past. I just kind of want to get this done. Remember, project file, project file, project file. So let's take this out. Let's get this. Stretch this down. Right? If this carburetor works, I could just slide this out. You guys know what I'm saying. I'm gonna get it back in there. Come on, where'd that adapter go? Now the snowblower carburetor, I don't think this adapter, oh it does, it fits right. I don't really remember snowblowers having this adapter, but then again, mostly due to Tecumseh, I don't get a lot of brids in it. I think when it comes to Snow King engine, it's the best line out there, and you cannot change my mind. So, they were made to last. The 5 horsepower has a lot to be desired for, but when they're healthy, they're fantastic. But then to really kind of get them healthy, you know, lapping the valves, head gasket, you know, carburetor, the whole nine. I mean, that, like I said, that Hemi 212 is just something else. And the reason why I like the Hemi 212 because at a lower RPM range, it puts out more power than the non-Hemi. But you have some sacrifices when you run the Hemi. You can't do bolt-ons, you can't get electric start. You know, oh look, and here's the primer. This carburetor's not fun because you have to have the primer board. Anyway. You can always add a primer. I can figure something out if I need to. Open fuel. If I just need to prime, you know, on its own. I'll give this a little huff. Snowblower carburetor works. I am going to work on that off camera. It's late.